What's going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. This is going to be a little bit of an unconventional video. There's a few things that I need to bring you guys in and inform you about. That might be a little bit strange, or you may not even care. But it's a couple things that I wanted to share. It's kind of interesting before we get into this past week's hunt recap, which we will do. And there's a reason why it's more of a recap. So, but first thing is, here recently, I was actually contacted. I received an email from somebody who said they were part of a marketing team, and they questioned or had questions about my logo, the D and the D, and said they had some concerns about it. They weren't representing anybody, but they kind of pointed out something about my logo, which I don't really care all that much about. I just want to make videos, but you kind of want to come up with something. And they pointed out that my logo is similar to something else that's out there. I won't really say what it is. I don't really follow it, and that's why I never really noticed. Very commercialized type of group. Make a long story short, they even offered to give me a reference of somebody who could help me like fix it, and I was like, no, that's not necessary. I'll figure something out. And this channel is so small, I don't really get it. But I don't know. I don't really know what that was about. But it actually got me to thinking. For those of you that don't know, this channel actually started out as the Honed Hunter, and you know what? I think we're actually going to make a change. And we're going to go back to that. And there's a couple of reasons for that. This whole situation, email thing, back and forth was kind of weird. I don't really know what to make of it. I understand what they're saying. Not that I really care that much, but it kind of got me to thinking, and I wanted to get back to the mindset that when I started this channel, the one thing that's really been kind of irking me is that if my faith is not out in front as a part of this channel, I really don't think that I'm doing it justice. Part of the Honed Hunter concept was not only honing your skills, honing your outdoorsmanship and your knowledge, but honing your faith and presenting that and not being afraid of it, and that being a part of the experience. I don't see how you spend time out in creation without the thought of the creator or a creator. Should question that. And that's always been very important to me. I wanted that to be a part of this being what I do. So I think we're going to go back to that, and we're going to tweak some things to kind of get that out front. I want that to be a part of it more than anything. And I had some people helping me on Drop and Drag TV. It was kind of a fun sort of thing. I don't really take myself serious. It's kind of why I went with that. And a couple of things that I liked about it, so I made the change. But it really is what always on my mind that the faith wasn't out front with that. I want that to be the first impression. So there's going to be some changes coming up. For those of you who care, wouldn't mind. Yeah, I know it's back and forth, but you can make of it whatever you want. So, but it was kind of an interesting series of events. So I've been working on that to kind of get it flipped around, and probably going to just do a 180 on everything in the middle of the night. And when you guys wake up, things will look a little different. And so I think I'm going back to the Honed Hunter. I really think that really represents really what I'm trying to do and what we all should be striving for. So anyway, enough about that. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you got some questions on that. Again, it is what it is. So moving on to the hunt recap. We just spent the last few days in East Texas and hit the stand after all the work this year. We spent a lot of time in the National Forest. I put over 100 miles on the ground. A lot of cameras, a ton of scouting, but I wanted to start the year off right with Dad, together on our lease. That's what we do every year. So hit the stand with high hopes, high expectations, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. Got skunked. Saw one deer, one buck that I jumped out of his bed twice. Good thing is I know where he is now, but other than that, it was hot and the deer just weren't moving. Sat in the stand, 2 different areas. Gave it a run, one morning even sit, then hopped down, and had pictures of a couple of bucks coming in this area. One really good shooter, another one, a young 2-year-old, that's going to be something special one day. But bucks using those thin pine areas. Got some pictures of some bucks using that, so I was trying to capitalize on that because they're just not coming out of the timber. in the heat. They're staying in that brush where they can get in the shade and they can browse all day long. But it just didn't work out, so I got down early one morning and started scouting. Ended up about 200 yards from the stand, where 3 finger ridges dump down into a bowl where kind of a creek, three creeks kind of come into one, and then it takes off, and ran into some massive sign. There was 6 scrapes, 4 scrapes under one tree, 2 scrapes a little bit further down, and fresh rub, fresh scratch. I mean, it was just big rubs too. And big scrapes. One scrape was like the size of this table. I mean, it was what you would call a car hood scrape. So stood around in there for about an hour trying to pick a tree, trying to pick a direction, access. I marked my access when I walked out. I was crazy excited to go back and get in that spot. Next time I get in there, probably going to be about another week to 10 days. I think those scrapes are going to be fired up. All those scrapes were fresh. I mean, it was just unbelievable. If I could have, I would have set up right then and then probably hunted it the rest of the day, just because the wind was right and you just never know. But that spot's gonna be hot, and I know there's some good bucks in that area, so if all of that sign is there, I know those bucks are using that corridor and they're all laying down that sign around that hub. So it was a tough weekend. You know, I was bow hunting. Most everybody else was, you know, either gun hunting. My uncle does hunt with a bow. We didn't see much of nothing as a group. Dad didn't see nothing. 4 days, not one deer, until he drove out of the lease and saw him running across the road. Of course, you know, Uncle had an encounter. Fortunately, that didn't work out, and you know, just had to get down and make some moves. You know, it's not the way we want to start off. And, you know, a lot of people are like, man, you can't make a YouTube channel off of hunting out of East Texas and Southeast Texas and things like that. I'm like, I don't really care what I'm trying. I'm not trying to create something that doesn't exist. You know, this is what I go through every year. This is the work I have to put in, and this is the ups and downs that, you know, that come with it. So that's kind of the way I see it. I'm sharing my experience, what I have to go through, which is what a lot of people go through. Trying to learn, share that, and share with you guys, and have you get your feedback. Help me learn as well, because I'm doing the same thing. But one thing I'm not afraid to do is put the work in. Kind of an unconventional video. I hope you guys don't mind. Headed out tomorrow morning to the National Forest for the first sit, and got some pretty good intel. But I'm definitely trying to fill that doe tag, and then I'm also going to go pull some cameras and see if we can catch up to one of these guys. That's one of the sheds that I found last year. But got some bead on some bucks, but they're kind of in the nighttime, so I haven't moved close enough until we get there yet. But the time is getting right. Hunting season is here, and it's going by fast already. 2nd week of October. So hope you guys are having good luck, and a lot better luck than me. Look forward to talking with you in the future. Looking forward to this season. It's gonna be ups and downs, I know it is, but hope you guys are doing great, staying healthy, and good luck. We'll see you on the next one.